Hey everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to create bullets without Python and how to have them do damage as well. I made a tutorial like this a long time ago, but the audio quality is pretty bad, so I decided to remake it. Alright, I'm just going to get started. So start off, double click the A button until everything is selected and hit X and delete, and do spacebar and then add an empty object. Add empty. This empty will be a cube, like this. And for good measure, I'll drag this panel out, and I'll just name this as bullet spawn, like this. Spawner, that'll be a good name for it. And to add a bullet into our game, down here let's click in the second layer, so where my mouse is circling, click in the second layer, and do spacebar and then add a surface sphere, or add a sphere. If the name of the object was surface sphere, hits the Alt and C, and convert it to a mesh. And let's now go from defaults to game logic and go from Blender render to Blender game. And on our surface sphere, let's add an always sensor, like this. And let's add a motion actuator. This motion actuator will be 0.5 on the y-axis, like this. And let's connect that to our always sensor. Now that we have this, what we're going to do is add a game property in our surface sphere. This game property will be bullets. And what we're going to do is click this right here, hit actor. So our bullet is now an actor in our game. And I'll actually rename this as bullets by clicking on that orange cube over there. So click on the orange cube and rename this as bullets, like this. And we should see, if I hit P to play, the bullet will move forward like that, and we're good. Let's go back into layer 1 now, and right click on our empty object, so click on layer 1. And we're going to have it so that our bullets will, actually let's have a keyboard sensor. This keyboard sensor will be space, like this, and I'll have tap selected. And for the key, let's put spacebar in there. And now that we have that, what we're going to do is add an edit object actuator. And for the add object, we'll put bullets. And for the time, let's put 50. So we should now see, if we connect this to our keyboard sensor, if I hit P to play and I tap a few times, there will be bullets coming out of that empty object. Alright, let's say we actually want these bullets to do damage. What we can do is do spacebar and then add a cube. And this cube right here will be an actor in our scene, like this. And we're going to have it so that if these cubes are near, let's say 2.5 and 2.5. So if they're within a distance of 2.5 to a bullet, so for the property, let's put bullet. What we're going to do is have add actuator, edit object, and then end object. So we should now see if we connect it like this, and I hit the play button, we can see that cube will delete once it gets near that object. And if we add a couple more cubes, we can actually make this bullet spawner rotate. So I'm going to add a keyboard sensor on our bullet spawner. Oh, and hit Shift and D to copy these cubes. I forgot to mention that. This keyboard sensor right here will be left, and I'll have A selected. And another keyboard sensor, this one will be right, and I'll have D selected for the key. And for the motion actuators, we're going to add 2 of them, not apparent, a motion, sorry. Motion. And on the Z axis, let's put 2 for left, and then -2 for right. Minimize this. And connect those to our actuators over here. So we should now see, if I hit play and we tap the button, we're going to have our cubes doing this. So even though our empty object in the middle is invisible, we can still shoot our cube around like this. Alright guys, I hope you guys found that useful. That is bullet spawning.